I'm a feminist. I'm a feminist.
The Drunken Rocky here. I would like to begin by stating I am not alt-right. I am not a supporter of the white nationalist. I've always thought of myself as a liberal until the left seemed to have fallen off a cliff. I voted in the election, but I did not vote for Trump, nor did I vote for Hillary Clinton. The point of this video is to take a glimpse into the downfalling trend of a group I used to identify with. As I grow older, I realize just how many people have lost track of what this country stands for. I planned on making a commentary video, but my patchwork of clips speak for themselves. The main point is the left is becoming a group of people that don't much care about freedom of speech. To me, this is unacceptable. By the way, I'm so fucking drunk right now.
The lines have been drawn and the free speech wars are upon us.
You and I have been trying to make the case, I think, I have anyway, that liberals need to stand up for liberal principles. Obviously, I got a lot of hate for it, but all I'm saying is that liberal principles like freedom of speech, freedom to practice any religion you want without fear of violence, freedom to leave a religion, equality for women, equality for minorities, including homosexuals. These are liberal principles that liberals applaud for, but then when you say in the Muslim world this is what's lacking, then they get upset.
Yeah. Well, liberals have really failed on the topic of theocracy. They'll criticize white theocracy, they'll criticize Christians, but when you want to talk about the treatment of women and homosexuals and free thinkers and public intellectuals in the Muslim world, I would argue that liberals have failed us. We have been sold this meme of Islamophobia where every criticism of the doctrine of Islam gets conflated with bigotry toward Muslims as people.
Hold on, are you the person who understands the officially codified doctrine of Islam? You're the interpreter of that, so you can say, well, this is...
I'm actually well educated on this topic.
I'm asking you. So you're saying if I criticize you're saying that Islamophobia is not a real thing, that if you're critical of something...
Well, it's not a real thing when we do it.
Right.
Well, no,
it really isn't.
I'm not denying that certain people are bigoted against Muslims as people. And that's a problem.
Big of you.
But
why are you so hostile about this concept?
It's gross. It's racist.
It's not. But it's so nuts.
It's like saying those stateless, shifty Jew.
You're not listening
Absolutely
to
not.
what we are saying.
You guys are saying if you want to be liberals, believe in liberal principles like freedom of speech, like you know, we are endowed by our forefathers with an inalienable rights, like all men are created equal.
Ben, we have to be able to criticize bad ideas. And
of course we do. No liberal doesn't want to criticize bad ideas.
But Islam at this moment is the motherlode of bad ideas.
Jesus.
So we have ideas like blasphemy.
It's an ugly
apostasy.
It is. Or how about the more than a billion people who aren't fanatical, who don't punish women, who just want to go to the store,
wait a second. Wait a second.
Don't do any of the things that you're saying all Muslims do.
Wait a second.
Stereotyping.
Wait a second.
And you're painting the whole group religion with that.
No. Let's get down to who has the right answer here. A billion people, you say. All these billion people don't hold these pernicious beliefs?
No,
I wouldn't.
Well, they don't.
That's just not true, Ben. That's just not true.
Can I
We will hunt monsters. And when we are at a loss amidst the hypocrisy and the casual violence of certain individuals and institutions, we will, as per Chief Jim Hopper, punch some people in the face when they seek to destroy the meek and the disenfranchised and the marginalized.
Neo-Nazis don't love me. They kind of hate me, actually.
The KKK, neo-Nazi.
Those people don't like me.
Are you like the hipster version of the neo-Nazi movement?
It's Pepe's become kind of a symbol.
Now is Yvette Felarca with the group By Any Means Necessary. And Yvette, I know that you were there. First of all, tell me, what specifically is it about Milo Yiannopoulos that you and others have an issue with?
Well, first of all, Milo Yiannopoulos is a fascist. He's a white supremacist. He's funded by Steve Bannon and Breitbart. He's an acolyte of Donald Trump. And he was on the UC Berkeley campus to try to recruit more fascists and to wage attacks on Muslim students, immigrant students, women, and trans students.
But what they're really trying to do is they're trying to assert their power, threaten us, intimidate us, rape us, kill us. This is real. This is life and death.
Are they?
Nazi, come get the off our street. Get the fuck off our street.
Are these people going to do anything?
Get the fuck off our street.
We don't have freedom of speech.
Need to go, boy.
Hey, say we should be nice. Be nice. Come here, Nazi.
Get the fuck off our streets. Get the fuck
Sir, please. We're here to protest. Please. Stand down. Get out. Get back. Get back. Get back. Get back.
Milo himself denies those allegations.
Richard Spencer says that you inspire him, that you have made this cool and dangerous.
He's ever said that. I've never heard him say that.
In some ways, this is inspired by Milo's events, which have caused stirs on campuses. Really important, conversations on campus. I joked about this in my fundraising appeal. It's that, when Milo goes to campus, he is attacked as if he were me. And again, I'll also give Milo credit. In some ways, this is inspired by Milo's events, which have caused stirs on campuses. But when Milo goes, he's attacked as if he were me. And then you actually listen to what he's saying, and, he might say a few good things here and there, but it's basically stuff we've heard before. It's individualism, anti-racism. I don't even know what Milo really believes.
Why are you seeking to associate with these people?
They associate themselves with you.
By associating me with people who have odious and disgusting opinions, it suggests that I somehow, in some way, tacitly enable these people. I don't. I don't have unsavory opinions about skin color. Fuck you. People who are tired of being told how to live, how to speak, what language they can use, what books they can read, how they can express themselves, what opinions they're allowed to hold.
Transgender students like Barbara feel directly targeted by Milo's speech. She says she was so scared that Milo was coming to her campus, she decided to leave town because of it.
The track record for this year, 2016 and 2015, for black trans women, or trans women in color who are being attacked and being murdered, a lot of what we hear in response to that is the same words that are being shouted by Milo. And so we have Milo going around spreading the same rhetoric that a lot of these murderers and attackers and rapists are spreading. He's only just indoctrinating a lot more people to think the same way. He leaves. But the folks who are attending are the folks that I have to sit next to in classrooms.
But what they're really trying to do is they're trying to assert their power, threaten us, intimidate us, rape us, kill us. This is real. This is life and death.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So here's the reason I want to talk to you. It's not to endorse your views, many of which I agree with, some of which I don't. But the point is, you tried to express your views and prevented by a violent mob. So if you were an anarchist or a Scientologist or a flat earth activist, it wouldn't matter. No. You were not allowed to exercise your First Amendment rights, and that's shocking. Give us first a quick recap of what happened last night to you.
Are you surprised, ma'am?
A blonde woman who was being attacked or assaulted with a flagpole and pushed up against the railing. This is Katrina. She is a listener to the show, and she's going to talk to us about what it was like to be there.
In that moment, doesn't exactly match what was on the video. Now I see I was hit on the head. What I remember is someone coming, and I thought they were trying to attack my husband. And I just got a very instant sort of, hell no, that's not happening, reaction to it, and pushed the guy back. And immediately after that, I was pepper sprayed by this little all black clad ninja woman. And that basically took me out of the whole fight.
All right, here we go with another assault on the building. It looks like they're just going to go straight at it now.
Oh, this is sexist, anti-gay.
Not any of the things that these posters characterize me as in an effort to legitimize the violence. But even if I were, I don't think it would matter for the reasons you say. Suddenly there were these explosions outside. There were firecrackers and rocks being hurled at the building. The police were having things hurled at them.
But as you can see, they're starting to throw flammables up onto the second floor. Some of them have gone off, some of them haven't. So that's the situation we're in right now. Over to our left, the police. Now they're starting to throw things at the UC police.
What is the real fear of him having a conversation with the 500 students or the 500 people who had bought tickets to the event?
Well, just to go back to how you characterize the protest, this isn't a question of violent versus peaceful protests. I was there, and there were thousands of people out there who were united. It was a mass protest. It was a militant protest. And everyone was there to shut him down. And so whatever it was going to take to do that, we were all there with a united cause, and we were stunningly successful.
You know, I guess my sort of things are sort of part lecture, part stand-up. One of the things that authoritarians hate, one of the things dictators hate, is the sound of laughter, because they can't control it. They can't control what you find funny. And that's one of the reasons the left is always trying to dictate what humor is acceptable. You know, oh, you can't tell that joke because that's sexist. You can't tell that joke because that's racist.
Why not be peaceful about it? Why not, you know, chant and hold your signs and things, but when you take the barricades and you destroy the building, and when you set fires, isn't that counterproductive?
You know, I think that the left has been far too timid for way too long. And it's why we've even gotten in this position where we even have someone like Donald Trump leading a fascist movement as the president of the United States.
Look, I'm in the newspapers. I'm in the New York Post. What does it say? Wild protest, 11 busts at rally versus quote-unquote fascist. I guess the Antifa and the liberals get to make up a term, and then it becomes you, but just with quotes on it. New York College Republicans invited me to do a talk. So I went there, and we were told, okay, come in through the side, and we'll have security. I thought, no. We're not going in the side. We're not going in the back door. We're going through the front door. And everyone's giving the finger. Racist, Nazi. We don't want the KKK. You're like, the KKK? Really? I regret not playing their dirty tricks, because when we finally got to the door, someone pepper sprayed me in the eyes, which is very, very painful. By the way, I got in a fight with one by taking off his mask. Take off their masks. And I go, there are 3 problems with America right now. The Negro, the woman, and the homosexual. Because that's who they thought they were battling. And I just saw a room of jaws go. Because the protesters know I'm not that guy deep down. And these people don't believe in these fascist Nazis. They just thought... So when I was that guy, they thought, what the hell's going on? This game just became real. And the reason I gave up is because the university would not let these people, wouldn't escort them out. They wouldn't let me speak. So I'm sitting there screaming, and there's no getting through to them. And then this cunt, Mark Weiss, I think he's the VP of Student Affairs or something. He's up there, and he's like, everyone, you should kind of calm down, and then maybe we'll let them talk, and you should just sit down.
At some point in time, we would ask if they're disruptive. Take us out! Take us out, Maher! Take us out!
And I noticed that he wasn't ejecting people who were doing this, who were sabotaging it. And I thought, wait a minute, not only are you one of them, you're one of these professors, one of these academics who made them this way. You're one of these Marxist nut bars who made this mess in the first place.
If you think these people are rational human beings, they're obviously not. And this hypocrisy beta shit out.
This is the woman you were going $100,000 in debt for. This woman who's mad at the cops for not punching me in the face. Which, by the way, you can punch me in the face. You can kill me. You can put bear mace in my eyeballs. I'm still right, and you still lost. But check her out.
You're proud boys! You're proud boys! And even the black boys! You're a fucking proud boy too, you motherfucker! You're not protecting the NYU students here! And I'm disgusted! I'm a professor! How dare you! How dare you fucking assholes protect neo-Nazis! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! These are kids who are trying to learn about humanity! They're trying to learn about human rights and against racism and xenophobia and LGBTQ rights, and you're letting these fucking neo-Nazis near here! You should kick their ass!
Do you believe in free speech? Do you believe that people should be judged by their character, not their skin color? Do you believe in freedom of religion? If you believe these things, you're probably not a progressive. You might think you're a progressive. I used to think I was. My show, The Rubin Report, was originally part of the Progressive Young Turks network. The meaning of the word progressive has changed. Progressives used to say, I may disagree with what you say, but I'll fight to the death for your right to say it. Not anymore. Banning speakers whose opinions you don't agree with from college campuses, that's not progressive. Prohibiting any words not approved of as politically correct, that's not progressive. Putting trigger warnings on books, movies, music, anything that might offend people, that's not progressive either. All of this has led me to believe that much of the left is no longer progressive, but regressive. This is one of the reasons I've spent so much time on my show talking about the regressive left. If you're black or female or Muslim or Hispanic or member of any other minority group, you're judged differently than the most evil of all things, a white Christian male. Today's progressivism has become a faux moral movement hurling charges of racism, bigotry, xenophobia, homophobia, Islamophobia, and a slew of other meaningless buzzwords at anyone they disagree with. The battle of ideas has been replaced by a battle of feelings, and outrage has replaced honesty. Diversity reigns supreme as long as it's not that pesky diversity of thought. This isn't the recipe for a free society, it's a recipe for authoritarianism. For these reasons, I can no longer call myself a progressive. I don't really call myself a Democrat either. I'm a classical liberal, a free thinker, and as much as I don't like to admit it, defending my liberal values has suddenly become a conservative position.
We need to make sure that we have more mass protests, more militant protests that are mass and militant. And the reality is that these aren't people just putting forward their ideas.
I'm the person probably that annoys them more than anybody except Donald Trump because I'm effective, and that scares them.
I'm a feminist. I'm a feminist.
You're so far away from me, so far I just can't see. You're so far away from me.